The drums are sounding, and as the strategic tectonics of Europe shift once more, it seems Britain is preparing not for peacekeeping but for war fighting. The government's newly unveiled strategic defence review marks an historic pivot in both tone and substance. Gone are the days of expeditionary liberal interventions. In their place, a doctrine of steel-jawed deterrence, stockpile munitions, and most strikingly, the construction of up to 12 new nuclear-powered attack submarines. This is not business as usual. It's a moment of rearmament on a scale not seen since the Cold War. First, the basics. These submarines, to be built as part of the AUKUS pact with Australia and the United States, will replace Britain's 7 Astute-class boats and augment our undersea warfare capability into the 2040s. These are not nuclear-armed but nuclear-powered vessels, stealthy, deep-diving hunters capable of launching conventional torpedoes and cruise missiles. In the chessboard of the Atlantic, they are the knights with tridents. The aim? To deter an increasingly hostile Russia, to counter China's growing undersea activity, and to restore NATO's underwater supremacy. But there's more. Alongside this comes £15 billion for the UK's sovereign nuclear warhead programme, £1.5 billion for munitions factories, and a pledge to increase long-range strike capacity with 7,000 new missiles or drones. A electromagnetic command will also be established, marking for the first time an open declaration that offensive cyber warfare is now official British doctrine. This, in short, is the rebirth of British martial ambition. But ambition needs cash, and here lies the quandary. The Defence Secretary John Healey has vowed that spending will reach 2.5% of GDP by 2027, with an ambition to hit 3% by the next Parliament. But Rachel Reeves remains coy. The uncomfortable truth is that a submarine fleet of this scale, coupled with ongoing commitments to Ukraine, modernisation of nuclear warheads, cyber capabilities, housing reform and military recruitment, may be fiscally impossible without either tax rises or cuts elsewhere. And the British Army is short of its 73,000 personnel target by at least 2,000 troops. Recruiting is anemic. Retention is worse. You cannot launch drones or cruise submarines with spreadsheets and slogans, and yet there is strategic clarity here that merits attention. For the first time in decades, the UK is embracing the doctrine of war-fighting readiness. This is more than jargon. It means stockpiling shells. It means simulating mass mobilization. It means asking what happens if Article 5 is not theoretical but tomorrow. As the Defence Review puts it, we live in an age of pressing and immediate threat. Russia remains unpredictable. China, while not called an enemy, is now openly named as a persistent and sophisticated challenge. Both powers are now cyber aggressors. Both are modernising their navies and investing in AI. And Britain is building again. The shipyards at Barrow-in-Furness and Derby will expand. The atomic weapons establishment at Aldermaston will be upgraded. Up to 30,000 apprenticeships and 14,000 graduate roles are projected over the next decade. This is not just defence, it's industrial strategy under the shadow of the periscope. And we shouldn't be naive. There remains a tension between rhetoric and realism. The plan to fund a supranational European weapons procurement body, floated in an unofficial UK Treasury paper, betrays how strained national budgets have become. It proposes borrowing off balance sheet to stockpile artillery shells, air defence munitions and logistics aircraft, financed not by tax or parliamentary appropriation, but by a kind of arms sector quantitative easing. Clever? Certainly. Sustainable? Probably not. This defence review reflects an overdue recalibration of Britain's posturing in a dangerous world, but it also reveals how fragile that posture remains, fiscally, logistically and politically. The drums may be sounding, but we have to ask, do we have the boats, the bolts, the budget to march?